this is CC Cycle 2 and Week 16. We're starting today with math as usual, and it is the area of a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle equals length times width. Length times width. So for class, we all made rectangles with our hands, our fingers, and as we went around doing the shape of a rectangle, we all chanted, the area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a rectangle equals 8 length times width. The area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a rectangle equals length times width. And that is math. For English, a verb. A verb is a word that asserts an action, shows a state of being, links two words together, or helps another verb. We just went through and we did those motions with the definition several times through. So, a verb is a word that asserts an action, shows a state of being, links two words together, or helps another verb. Okay, for history we have, tell me about World War II, or how World War II began. And so we have motions for this today, and kept it pretty simple because it's a long sentence, as is our science, but we'll get there. So World War II began in 1939 when Hitler invaded Poland. Two engagements that helped the United States win the Pacific Front, this is the Pacific Ocean basically, were defeating Japan, same shape for Japan as we've been doing in our timeline, defeating Japan at the Battle of Midway, same sign for battle or war, and dropping atomic bombs, and then we do the mushroom over that, and Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. For Latin, we have first conjugation endings, imperfect tense again, so it's a repeat of last week. So for class, the 4 people that didn't get to do our party popper friendly bombs in class last week did it this week. So we took party confetti poppers, popped them like imperfect bombs that create imperfect scenarios, and then we did our bomb, ba, spot, bomb is spot to spot, bomb, ba, spot, bomb is spot to spot. And that's how we did Latin in perfect tense. For timeline, we have the age of industry. So this is representing the Watt steam engine and the gearworks. So age of industry, okay. Then we have James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. We have the American Revolution. So this is the sign for revolution. American Revolution and General George Washington. We do this like the awards and the status that they wear on their military coats so that you know rank and command. So General George Washington. Then we have Madison's Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Then we have the French Revolution and the Second Great Awakening. And then we have, the last one is the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark expeditions. And so you're pointing off like they're finding things. And that is timeline. For geography, we have the Balkans. And so we sing this to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat, starting with Romania. So we have Row, Row, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, Albania, Slovenia. And that is geography. And last but not least, we have science. What is Newton's first law of motion? Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest tends to remain at rest, and an object in motion tends to continue moving in a straight line at a constant speed unless an outside force acts upon it. So what we did is we repeated this definition of Newton's first law of motion. We had little balls. We had 4 little balls in class that we set on tables, and the kids stood at both sides of the table, and they would hold the ball at rest, as we said that part, and then pass the ball, noticing that it would go in a straight line at a constant speed unless their partner, which was the outside force, acted upon it to stop the ball. We would go back and forth with the ball to represent Newton's first law of motion. And that is it for memory work. For review, we had our little Norwal. It's a little shooter that shoots balls, and the kids took turns shooting at different subjects to choose which subject we would review. And that is how we did week 16. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, see you next week.